and her damage boost got better. I do not know about all the breakpoints. We haven't tested them. Extremely scary. Season 12 is here, and so is a new set of patch notes. Now, I am not going to go through every single thing here because I'm going to make some videos about like Clash and other stuff, but I do want to go ahead and talk about this. I forgot to film this while I was live today, so this is going to be completely offline. So, all right, Juno is here. What I'm going to do, we're going to get through most of this stuff. We're going to go do the hero updates first, and then we'll talk about maybe some other things. So I've talked about wave respawns and stuff like that. So, all right. Let us go. We're going to start with D.Va. The only thing they did to D.Va was reduce her DM. I think this was the one change that they absolutely needed to do. And I think she will still be decent without it because of all the armor changes and everything. So don't just think D.Va is just dead because of this. I really don't think that is the case. I think she is still a playable character because she has gotten a lot of really nice, significant buffs. So it should be okay. And this is the one that makes her really frustrating and annoying to fight. So I'm good. I'm glad they did this, and I'm glad D.Va didn't get gutted because I like D.Va. This was the exact right change they needed to make. Orisa. This is a pretty whatever change. I don't understand what we're doing here. But Energy Javelin does more impact damage right away, right when you hit the ability, right? I guess. I don't really know what's going on with this one. Maybe it's to make a breakpoint for some of those 225 HP heroes, which we'll talk about right when we get to the DPS and supports. I don't know. I haven't tested it. This seems pretty questionable to me. I don't know why they don't just remove the slow from Fortify if they really wanted to make her, fun again. She's never been, but make her a little more fun. I don't know. This doesn't seem to do anything. Zarya. I'm surprised Zarya is still, she didn't get nerfed at all. I guess they're okay with her bubbles right now. Basically, her right click does way more damage now. Minimum 55, maximum 110. I think this is going to tip Zarya over the edge. This is very important for her breakpoints. I mean, the burst damage that you can get from this ability is crazy. I mean, right click is a super duper crucial part of her kit, and buffing it, in my opinion, a lot. 15 damage at the highest, let's say on average 10 damage. That's still plenty. You open a fight with a burst, you beam them down a little bit, and then you burst again. And it's so quick. I'm concerned. I would keep an eye on Zarya. I don't know why she needed this. And that is it for tanks. Nothing for Doom, who's really struggling. Nothing to bring tank power level in a little bit. These are just very minor changes. I'm not super big fan. It seems like they're going to keep the general game feel of tanks since the Season 11 mid-season. We'll probably have that for a little while, if not the entire season. Am I that happy about it? Not really. But it's the direction that they have, at least for right now, so it's kind of the one we have to deal with. So I guess we will live. Okay, so there were a lot of heroes that got health nerfs. These are mostly mobile heroes. There are some characters that got them that I wasn't really thinking we're going to get them, and definitely a couple characters that didn't get them that it's head scratcher, right? But on average, I think the idea is that these mobile characters that are harder to hit, they do a lot. They don't want to make them less fun or nerf those types of that aspect of their kit, so they just want to nerf the health, so they fall into certain breakpoints. What this also does is that other characters become better because of this, right? Hanzo now has a decent amount of people in the cast that he can one-shot again, right? Junkrat now has a decent amount of people in the cast he can one-tap again. Roadhog has a better shot at one-tapping certain characters. So these health changes, in a vacuum, you have to remember how other people interact with them. These are really big, and the characters that did get them, these are considerable, I don't want to say considerable nerfs, but it definitely makes other characters better and better the more that more other characters get these changes. And we'll talk about every one. Echo, definitely, she's super duper mobile. I can totally see why. Definitely just like Pharah, a flyer. I think this is perfectly fine. I don't think Echo worries about this too much because what breakpoints does she really care about? She just isn't going to be as oppressive. Out of all of them, I think this is perfectly fine just to leave as is. Because like what? It's really hard to hit Echo as Hanzo. It's really hard to hit a combo on an Echo as Junkrat. Don't worry about it too much with Echo. I don't think her game plan really changes too much here. Now, I'm sure you've seen tweets. I saw Metro go on a complete tear on Twitter. This is not that bad. In fact, I actually think this is a decent change. I'll tell you why. 1, Hanzo benefits by other people becoming 225 because he can one-shot them again. He is now useful against a certain amount of characters that, in the past, he hasn't been very good against. Divers and stuff. But now he has kind of like an ace in his sleeve compared to them, right? Now, he does have reduced health as well. What this does is that it means that he can now, like, Hanzo duels are now one-shot dependent, stuff like that, right? It's not too much, but basically, if he's allowed to have a one-shot, he should also be a little less. I think Hanzo benefits way more than he loses with getting his health reduced. Don't freak out. It's going to be perfectly fine. I think Hanzo is actually better after this patch. I really like this change as just like a really quick one to give him, even though he's not super mobile. I think this is fine. I do like this. Junkrat. These are good changes. Projectile size is now reduced by half after the second ricochet. You know when you randomly just get hit by some random Junkrat lob? Now those projectiles are way smaller, so it's much less likely to happen. And it puts more into the velocity on ricochet, so he's more encouraged to actually actively try to hit these instead of just mindlessly spamming them. Now they're much better of trying to like actually bounce them off walls. I don't like Junkrat, but I think this is a really good change. I really do. I think this is one of the best ways that they could have changed him. Is it going to really make him better? Probably not. It just makes him less frustrating and a little more active as a player. I think it's a perfectly fine change. Sojourn. Sojourn is weird. They don't want to bring any of that burst back, and I kind of understand why now because of other characters getting those health nerfs. Her not getting a health nerf is the biggest thing here. I cannot believe she dodged this. I know she's been really bad, but I don't think that's really what has mattered, right? She dodged the health nerfs because I think they don't want to make Sojourn more powerful, even if she has less health, because she'd have to be compensated, right? I think people are just over Sojourn. These just basically let her have rail more often. Weapon spread reduced, so she hits more. Critical hits now grant 10 energy, which is kind of insane. She's gonna have rail every single fight. No, like, not even, of course she has rail every single fight. She's gonna have rail every couple seconds. Like, insane amount of energy charge she gets here. And she holds it longer, right? So she can be a little bit more of a threat and hold it like a sniper. I don't know how I feel about these changes. I really would have wanted her to have a little bit more damage up. But getting rail back more often, that might end up feeling good about Sojourn. Yeah, your game plan is really just trying to right click as many times as possible. We'll have to see. I'm kind of either way on these. I think they are fine. I don't know how much of a buff this really is going to be. But again, against those 25 health characters, she benefits super hard now because she doesn't have to hit nearly as many shots to one-shot them. I think it's okay. I think it's good. I think a lot of people have been really dooming about this patch, and I really don't see it. I think it's fine. I think mostly it's fine. Not this one, though. I don't like this one. Now, Sombra did get hit by the health changes. I think that makes sense, right? But they continue to make Sombra more and more of an assassin, and especially since there are more heroes that have less health. If you hack virus somebody who has 225 HP, it's 71% of their health bar. 71%. And she's much faster in stealth, so she can set up more and have higher uptime. I do not want Super Assassin Sombra. This character is extremely annoying to deal with. Perma-stealth is no fun. I'm really not here for this. I just straight up, I'm really, really not happy with the direction they brought Sombra post rework, because I think her rework was fine. The further we get away from it, the more I'm like, okay, we gotta do something about this. I'm foreseeing an Ana Brig Tracer Sombra Winston meta or something like that, in higher level of play. I don't know if she'll see much ladder play just because she's Sombra, but I'm really not a fan of these changes. I think these are not great for her. Torb. I forgot they did this one. Torb just has more armor, so he's more survivable. Boring ass character. Torb is just one of those designs that is just like, well, what are we doing? I don't think this will really make him any better. It's not going to matter that much. They're lost, right? All right, let's talk about some DPS characters that didn't get hit by health nerfs that I think probably should have, or like just to keep it consistent, right? Genji didn't get hit. I know Genji is bad. I get it. Nerf Genji. They keep nerfing Genji. Haha, funny joke meme, right? It's consistent. He is highly mobile. He has all the tools, right? He's just not in a great spot right now. He dodged these, and I think that's good for him, right? I think he's more effective now against those characters that would cause him not to be played. The Sojourner to get hit, but your echoes and stuff like that. And some of these supports that we'll get to. He has better damage and combos against them. Genji does benefit from health changes, absolutely, especially since he didn't get hit. Does he benefit that much? I don't really think so. I have to look at the numbers about breakpoints for Dragon Blade, but I think Dry Blade is still not going to two-shot or like dash hit. I don't think it works, right? But I think they're just like instant that with Nano Blade, stuff like that, right? Genji will be fine. We'll see. I think he's not like terrible, but he might be better into those picks that are just like objectively better than him, right? The other one who dodged, and I honestly can't really believe that they did this, Venture dodged really hard. No health changes. They're very mobile. They have a lot of sustain with their shields. I think it'd be perfectly fine for them to have it. In fact, it's really, really weird that they didn't get 225, to be honest with you. I don't know why that is. I think Venture has been really, really good, or pretty good, recently, rather. How they dodged, I really don't know. I can't say. I think that's the one that's going to be like, ooh, Venture is looking really good. Because Venture, again, has those breakpoints. They're going to be much better against 225 health characters by a lot. I think that is a really big miss, and I think we are definitely going to feel that one a lot. So be on the lookout for Venture. I think they will be really good this season, depending on how the meta really shakes up. Ilyari, this is kind of a nothing nerf. Max ammo 16 to 14. It really doesn't change anything about why she's super good, why she's played. I thought Ilyari would get hit. I thought she would get hit by health nerfs too. She did not. That also makes her better, again, against those characters. We have to be careful here, right? We have to be careful. Do we really want Ilyari hard two-tapping characters better than other DPS can? Right? I don't know. I don't really know. I think there's a lot of like inconsistencies. I see this patch, I see a lot of good. I see a lot of like actual like interesting dynamics being introduced, and a lot of characters being left out, and a lot of characters being like, why aren't they not here? Why are they not included? I think Ilyari is one of them. No damage nerf. I feel like she really needed a damage nerf. Max ammo is technically a DPS reduction, but you go from 16 to 14. She's got a lot of ammo still. She's going to be firing a lot when it really matters. I don't think her reload is going to be that much of a problem. Also, this Captive Sun thing, it's just less likely to hit random stuff when it's flying. So you'll actually be able to, it just doesn't just randomly hit something. Sure, fine, quality of life change. I'm not too upset about it. Nothing there. But yeah, I think this is not enough for Ilyari. We need to take another closer look at her. Juno. I remember I thought Juno would not be getting many changes because they said she'd be in comp on day 1. She got a lot of changes, like a lot. Let's talk about the big one. Her health was also reduced because she's super hypermobile. That's tough. That's really tough. She has no way to heal herself. Yes, she's hypermobile, but she's no DPS. She doesn't have the DPS pressure to back it up. She doesn't have the healing pressure or her health, the self-healing to back it up either. This is really tough for her, I think. It's going to really limit what she can do. It's going to make her plays much more risky. I'm not sure how I feel about it. The burst projectile volley rate of fire reduced from 34 to 28. What this means is that she cannot do nearly as much healing or damage. That's big. This is really big. Her fire rate went down a lot. Again, I don't really understand why. I thought she was not she wasn't super overbearing. Her DPS isn't that great. And her healing really isn't that great either. Especially since it has healing fall off at range. I don't understand. I really don't get this one. This feels like a Venture situation where they nerfed Venture really early and then they were kind of unplayable for a little bit, right? She did get buffs here, right? Pulsar torpedoes do more damage and healing, which is pretty whatever, although it is good against those 85 health or the 225 health heroes. But the healing over time was reduced. So I think they want you to be encouraged to use it more offensively, which is good. But the heal over time being reduced, I think is really bad because she already lost a lot of her healing over time, or like her healing per second with the Meta Blaster change. And now she's losing her healing per second kind of sustained stuff from pulsar torpedoes. It just doesn't feel like she can do enough to help her team consistently because of all these new limitations. The Hyper Ring, the deploy range was increased. I think this is to better suit how far you'll go. So basically, I think what was happening earlier is that you deploy the ring and you get the speed boost right away. Like if you're near her or you are Juno. But by the time you got to the ring, you were so fast that you didn't refresh. Now I think it actually is like if you just beam towards the ring, you'll get the speed boost there and then instantly refresh the speed boost when you get to the ring. Much better change. It's definitely how it should have worked in the first place. This was good. Also reduced the cooldown by 2 seconds. Also good. I like these changes a lot. I don't like the other changes. Orbital Ray, the beam travel speed increased. This ult definitely feels a lot better now. I know the numbers are still the same, but it moving faster so you can be much more aggressive with it definitely feels like it needed to happen. Is it going to be too much? I don't know. You can definitely still fight in this ult, although it's not great too. So yeah, I think these two are definitely fine. I like the Hyper Ring stuff, but these changes are really just question mark. I've played a little bit of Juno. I played a lot of ranked today. Juno feels extremely underpowered. I don't think she's worthless like Lifeweaver, but why would I play this character? Why would I play her over a Lucio? Why would I play her over a Kiriko? I have no idea. The only time we would play this character was with like Queen. We would play Lucio, Juno, Queen. I don't know how good it really was, but Queen has a lot of self-sustain that she can just focus on, or Juno can focus on doing other stuff. I don't know, and you can just keep speeding Queen in and out and keep her alive that way. I think that's kind of like the only way this is going to work. Yeah, I think Juno needs a lot of help, and I really don't like a lot of these changes, and I'd like to see at least like the Meta Blaster change. Like this is really rough for her, I think. It really, you really feel it if you played her in the first one. Kiriko. This is suspect number 1 for health changes. Absolutely, I think this is super justified. I'm totally okay with this. Kunai changes. Technically, this makes her worse. Sorry. Technically, this makes her easier. So she now does more damage per kunai, but less headshot damage. So she's like a regular character now, right? Instead of her having the higher multiplier, like the 3 times, they brought it down to 2.5 a little bit ago. Now it's 2, but she does 60. So body shots are much better. And headshots technically are better now as well, because last patch it came out to like 112.5 per headshot. Now it's 120 per headshot, which means that she can 2-tap 225 heroes and not 2-tap, what's it called? 250 health heroes. It's a very important breakpoint. I actually think I do like these changes. I think this is a good way to bring Kiri in. Does it suck that she lost some of her identity about like having that high headshot multiplier? I think so. If we really wanted to do this, I think we could bring her back to 3 times and then 40 per shot instead. I know they want Kiriko to be playable by all ranks, so I think this does kind of suck. It's some of that identity is gone. But in the grand scheme of things, I think these changes are good. So she's good against those 225 health heroes still, but she's not nearly as good against those 250 health. She needs to weave a melee in there sometimes, which makes it much harder, right? I think this is a good direction. I think this is fine. Lifeweaver. I think these are the most, how am I going to say, disappointing changes by far. Healing okay, so I'll talk about the good one. The healing blossom, now healing progress can be charged passively at a reduced rate. Basically what this means is that you are allowed to DPS while you're gaining charge to heal. This makes him feel way more fun. You feel like you actually can do DPS and it's not a throw. You don't just have to sit there and heal bot, because you're actually getting stuff. You're getting healing and you don't have to charge it. Also, there's no movement speed penalty at all, which I can't believe has been in the game for so long, but that's also there too. Really, I think these it's these pedal platform changes that are a little disappointing, but I think they're still good. I just wanted to see more. I want you to be able to use pedal platform aggressively. I want you to be able to use pedal platform against against enemies, right? Have some reason to disrupt them with the pedal. Basically, what these are just basically quality of life changes. So the duration of the pedal is now 12 seconds, but it only counts down when the pedal is in the air. And you may be thinking, pedal is always in the air once you use it, so it's just a higher cooldown. No, it comes back down to the ground now if nobody is on it. So you can actually play around pedal a little more. And I think that's a fun change. I think that's good. You can bring people up to high ground. If some people miss, it's fine. You can use it as a portable elevator, basically. This is good. I actually do like these changes, but I wanted to see more. I wanted to see something a little more interesting. I think these are good. These are good quality of life changes, but they aren't what I was looking for, and I don't think they really make Lifeweaver that useful. And Petal's health was reduced. And since Lifeweaver is super survivable and Pedal Platform is much better, I think, with survivability, his healing was reduced on Rejuvenating Dash. I think this is a great change because it feels like Lifeweaver is super hard to actually deal with. Kind of not fun to deal with him. So these changes aren't bad. Again, I keep knocking the mic. They're not bad. I really don't think these are bad. I think these are actually really good, and they're going to change how Lifeweaver plays a lot more. But they don't fix anything about him. They really don't. I mean, like, the Healing Blossom changed, kind of, yes, but otherwise, Lifeweaver is still, like, what is the point to this character, right? I still don't see... I don't see what I would want to play Lifeweaver for. So, good, I guess, but disappointing. Mercy got health nerfed. I thought it was going to happen because she's super mobile. I'm totally here for this. I think it's just not fun to play against Mercy. But her health per second is better, and her damage boost got better. They increased your damage boost. I do not know about all the breakpoints. We haven't tested them. Extremely scary. Super scary here. Especially once there's characters with lower health in the pool. We're in danger zone, I think. I'm afraid that there's going to be some characters that we're not really considering with Mercy Pocket. Maybe like Torb can one-shot a 225 with the Mercy damage boost. Stuff like that. This is scary. We should be concerned, I think, because breakpoints are weird, and we have a lot of big factors that are changing breakpoints this patch. I don't like seeing Mercy get better. I think this character is extremely frustrating to play against. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But I'm a little concerned. Is she going to be good? Probably not. Is she going to be fun to play against? Absolutely not. So Moira also got hit. Definitely needed, and her damage went up a little bit. Does this really matter? Probably not. I don't think Moira... this doesn't really do anything. This is definitely a net nerf overall. I don't think there's much to talk about. Lucio gets hit. Again, that's fine. But he gets an insane compensation buff here. Lucio damage going up this much. He does more. He does more in a volley than Genji does. If he hits all the headshots, he does more damage than Genji does if he hits all his headshots. This is insane. And again, against 225 health heroes who we would be dueling more often, trying to take or prevent angles, this is going to make Lucio really good. In fact, it makes him higher skill and higher risk. So I actually really like these changes. I think this is really good. Congrats to the devs. I think this is a good way to get Lucio without really having to nerf him too hard. I'm totally fine with this. This is a really, really good way to do it. So there's a couple like quality of life changes with Juno. The only one I really want to point out here is that Juno will now actually like slide down if you hit like tops of buildings and roofs and stuff like that. So that's really good. I think that's a good way to do it. But yeah, that is it for the really big patch notes. Now there's other stuff like the wave respawn, which I've kind of already talked about a little bit. And I don't want to get in. I'm not going to get into all of that. But I have played a lot of ranked today. What time is it? It's 10 o'clock. I've been playing since 2. So I've been playing a lot of ranked. Season feels fun, but maybe it's just because it's fresh. I had a lot of fun today, although there were a couple games that were making me lose my mind, but that's just ranked. It happens. But yeah, I'll have some thoughts out later. I'm going to probably do a Clash video, which will go live on Thursday, because we played a lot of Clash today, and I have a lot of updated thoughts because I've played Anubis and I've played Hanaoka, and yeah, I'll let you dive into that one when it actually comes out. But that is going to do it for me today. Thank you guys so much. I feel like I was rushing through this one. Let me know what you guys think about these patch notes in the comments. Actually, before I do that, you're going to see a lot of people freaking out about these patch notes. I understand they feel like the game is bad right now. It doesn't feel very good. And I agree. I feel like there needed to be a bigger meta shakeup overall. But I actually really like the ideas behind this patch. I do. I would like to say that. I do really like the ideas behind this patch. So, should they have been able to do more? Is there more to be done? Absolutely. But I don't think this is just like a baby step in the right direction. I think this is just like legitimately interesting, and it introduces a lot of cool dynamics that start to address some of the things that I didn't like about Season 5 health changes. We'll have to see how it really works out in the future and what they continue to do. But I like this. I do like this. I think it's a really good good first start. Not even just like oh yeah, it was fine. I think this is good. I like this. So that's it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this patch. I stream live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at twitch.tv/LaneHemingway. You can get in and join in on the action. And if you have any hot takes, rework ideas, stuff like that, join my Discord. It is down below in the description. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day.